without further ado, welcome to the 65th episode of HSP TV. And today I am talking about why you are not getting the results that you want and what you can do about it. So do you find that you keep putting things off? Maybe you talk about how you want to do something, but then you don't act on it. Or maybe you feel like you have failed because you underestimate what it takes to achieve your goals. Have you ever complained about how you are not getting your X, Y, or Z results? And when people try to give you suggestions, do you spend more time justifying why their suggestions will not work and defending your lack of results than brainstorm with them on how to get yourself out of your rut? Do you find that you keep doing the same things, talking to the same old friends, act the same way, and circle around the same issues? Do you keep doing the same thing over and over, even when you don't get the results that you want? Or maybe you avoid taking action because of the things you have to do and they intimidate you. You'd rather delay the process as much as possible than doing something you've never done before. Or maybe you get distracted easily by things thrown in your way and your attention gets diverted from your goals. Whatever might be the case, I want you to know that I get it. Why? Because I have procrastinated too. I have also put off things that I know I needed to do because I was scared. Scared of making a mistake, scared of doing or saying the wrong things, scared of trying something new. But also because I severely underestimated myself, my own abilities. I underestimated my ability to learn new things, for instance. But I also underestimated my ability to be able to do many of the things that I know now that I actually can do. You see, I discovered that I am a multi-potentialite, which basically means that I am good at many things. I discovered that there is nothing I have tried so far that I was not able to do when I really put my mind to it. And it wasn't until I discovered my own user manual and all the things that I'm actually good at and started working on getting to know myself really well that everything changed for me. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Barbara and I am a transformation coach for people who have always felt weird or strange or like they don't fit into this world, but who have spent most of their life trying to please others and as a result feel unhappy and unsatisfied with their current reality. After working with me, you will feel proud and powerful. You will care less about what other people think or say about you. You will live a life that is both rewarding and fulfilling, and you'll know exactly how to turn your calling into your soulful, profitable business that allows you the freedom that you desire. I will help you to be free to be who you were always meant to be, so that you can do the thing that you love doing most by getting crystal clear on what's really important to you in your life and then giving you a step-by-step plan on how to actually get there. And that is why in the next 20 to 30 minutes, I'm going to walk you through how you become what you think about, how you can let go of your past, how to use the 4 steps of experiencing growth to get the results that you want, how to go through the terror barrier and create the life of your dreams. And I'm going to talk about the 2 paths of life and which one to choose. So let's get started. When you go back in history and you study the biographies and autobiographies of every person who has ever accomplished anything of any meaning, you'll find that although they may have disagreed at many points of life, without exception, they were all in complete unanimous agreement on one very specific thing, and that is that you become what you think about. Okay, Barbara, you might think, but how does what I think about have such a powerful impact on me and my future? Excellent question. Well, that is because the ideas in your mind, in other words, the things that you think about daily, They cause your behavior to be as it is. Ideas are nothing but thoughts or a collection of thoughts combined. And thoughts are energy. In fact, thoughts are the most potent form of energy out there. And energy is forever flowing to and through us. And as this energy flows into your consciousness and you think, you form thoughts from that energy. And as you internalize those thoughts, you alter the vibration that your mind and your body are in. And make no mistake about it, your body is a mass of energy in a high speed of vibration. Clever minds invented a word to describe your conscious awareness of vibration, and that word is feeling. So when you become emotionally involved with a negative thought, it causes you to feel bad. And when you become emotionally involved with positive thoughts, of course, they will create you to feel good, which is the clear path that successful people are on and will try to stay on. So when you repeatedly put ideas into your subconscious mind, those ideas then become fixed in the subconscious mind. And a fixed idea is more commonly known as a habit. And a collection of ideas that are fixed in your subconscious mind is also known as conditioning or paradigms. And a paradigm is nothing more than a collection of habits, most of which you have inherited from your ancestors. And all of these ideas together that are fixed in the subconscious mind, they are what control the vibration of a person. And that in turn causes a person to feel the way that they are feeling. So it doesn't matter if that feeling is good or bad, you get used to the feeling and you become comfortable with it. It is your conditioning and your paradigms that cause your behavior to be pretty consistent, as it's your behavior that produces your results in life. A paradigm is therefore also often referred to as your internal thermostat that controls the temperature of your life. And the most ridiculous part of all of this is that most of us are forever trying to play with the thermostat to change the temperature rather than go to the thermostat itself. And this is the reason that 90% of the world's population continues to get the same results over and over, week after week, month after month, and year after year. Okay, Barbara, I hear you thinking, interesting, but how do I change all of that? Well, as a rule, your results are not too far removed from the results of your parents or your guardians, the people that raised you. You see, you have actually been conditioned to be dependent because your conditioning is both genetic and environmental. In other words, as a baby, you were programmed by the people you were surrounded by, and the conditioning of your parents or guardians was merely transferred to you. So if you want to change your results, you must change your paradigms. You must change your conditioning. And this requires strong conscious control over your thinking. Because when you change your thinking, you alter the vibration you are in, which of course affects how you feel. As small, incremental changes, we seem to handle without too much difficulty. However, any big changes causes your entire electrical system, otherwise known as your central nervous system, to go haywire. Whenever you think of making a drastic change, like stepping out of your comfort zone, doing something you've never done before, you're going to run headfirst into a wall of fear. And because in 99% of these times, you lack an awareness of how your mind functions and why you are experiencing this sudden fear, you retreat. You move away from the change and you go back to where it's safe. You go back to your comfort zone. And you justify this behavior by convincing yourself that it's safe there and that it's better to be safe than sorry. But the truth is, it's not. It's not better to be safe than sorry. That's a myth that has been perpetrated by parents and guardians for centuries. And it's high time we changed it. Okay, Barbara, that sounds kind of shitty. How do I overcome this fear so that I am able to grow? Well, fear and growth go hand in hand. And when you courageously face the thing you fear, you automatically experience the growth that you have been seeking. Do not allow old conditioning to prevent you from performing new things in an efficient and effective way, or from enjoying that which is your birthright. I've been studying with Bob Proctor, and he calls this wall of fear that we run into the terror barrier. And I really like that term. He also talks about the 4 steps of experiencing growth that we need to take to get past that terror barrier. And some of his teachings is what I want to share with you here today. He says that anytime you are setting a goal that results in you skipping a couple of rungs on the ladder of success, you will run up against the terror barrier. Whenever you go to make a serious change in lifestyle, in other words, moving out of your comfort zone, you will run up against the terror barrier. There's just no way around it. And with any change that would come under the category of major change in your behavior, the terror barrier will instantly and automatically be standing between you and the good that you desire. And when this happens, you have a choice. You can either step back into safety and continue to experience the same results year after year, or you can courageously experience the growth that you have been seeking. Okay, Barbara, you might be thinking, I definitely don't want to step back into safety, but how can I be courageous enough to experience the growth that I am looking for? Well, Bob says that you can use the 4 steps in the psychological process of experiencing growth dealing with the terror barrier. And step number 1 in the psychological process of experiencing growth dealing with the terror barrier, he describes as bondage. When you are in the bondage stage, you are a person who is getting X type results, meaning results that you do not want to have. And these results are caused by your X type conditioning in your subconscious mind. Remember, I talked about this earlier. And even though you have the ability to choose whatever thoughts you want to think about, you continue to create from the power that flows into your mind in the form of your X type results. Dr. Sean Marler said it this way: to have the things that you've never had, you must do the things that you've never done before. The second step in the psychological process of experiencing growth dealing with the terror barrier is reason. When you are in the reason stage, you are a person who continues to get X-type results, results you do not want, which are caused by your X-type conditioning or your X-type paradigm. So this part is the same as the bondage stage. And even though you consciously try to create an idea of living the life that you want to live, which is a Y type of idea instead of an X type of idea, nothing in your reality actually changes because you only deal with the Y idea on a conscious level and you have not internalized it, meaning you have not imprinted it on your subconscious mind. And this means that you do not act upon it. So you can mentally see yourself having the things you want. You can even think about the life that you want to live. But nothing in your life changes because you never internalized the idea. You have never let the idea take root in your subconscious mind. The third step in the psychological process of experiencing growth by dealing with the terror barrier is conflict. And before I talk about the state of conflict, it is important for me to tell you again that the ideas that you are emotionally involved with control the vibration you are in. And vibration on a conscious level is referred to as feeling. And although the results you are getting are what you don't want, you feel comfortable in the vibration that you are in because you've been living with this vibration and these feelings every day, maybe even for most of your life. So it feels safe, it feels comfortable. People refer to this as your comfort zone. But when you are in the conflict stage, you are a person who has become emotionally involved with your why idea. You have imprinted your why idea on your subconscious mind, which means you have started having feelings around your why idea that helps you to impress your why idea on your subconscious mind. But the moment your Y type idea is impressed upon your X type of conditioning, your body's electrical system, your central nervous system, goes haywire and you end up in an XY vibration. This has happened to me a lot. And before I studied with Bob, I didn't understand why that was happening. Worry, fear, and anxiety strike. The worry on a conscious level, the fear on a subconscious level, and the anxiety on a physical level. And all three of them hit you so fast and with such impact that the results leave your mind in a terrible state. But Barbara, you ask, I recognize that state, but why is that happening? Well, it's happening because your new why idea is driving you forward. It's driving you ahead. While your X idea, your X type of conditioning, your X type paradigm is driving you backward. And that conflict is unbearable. You can't go ahead, you don't want to go back, and you cannot stay where you are. To get out of this is by going ahead. Going ahead is the answer. It's how your life will improve. However, a lack of understanding of exactly what is taking place inside yourself causes you to often retreat to familiar territory. You quickly bounce off the terror barrier all the way back to the bondage stage. And then you rationalize to yourself why that is a good place to be. It's comfortable. You are familiar with it. And so you settle for it. Understanding how this process works allows you to step forward into growth and freedom. This does not mean that the doubt, the fear, and the anxiety have left you. It does, however, mean that through understanding or study, you will start to know that they will leave if you persist. So by continually getting involved with your why idea and then acting on it, despite the fear, you will see your conditioning starting to change over a relatively short period of time. And you will find yourself living in a brand new world, created for yourself by your thinking. The fourth step in the psychological process of experiencing growth, dealing with the terror barrier, is then freedom. When you are facing the terror barrier, various negative limiting thoughts are flashing through your mind. And although you can see all the good that you desire on the mental projection screen in your mind, you have absolutely no idea where the resources are going to come from that will enable you to actually see your goal manifest in your life. And that is because you are suffering from the one and only problem in the whole world that anyone will ever have, and that is ignorance. And ignorance is just another word for simply not knowing. It's not a negative or a bad word, even though many of you probably will think so. It just means that you don't know. This means that the greatest obstacle that is stopping you from going through the terror barrier towards freedom, so you can have the results that you want, is ignorance. You are not able to see where the money, the help, or all the other things you will need for the manifestation of your why idea will come from. And your ignorance causes a limiting and destructive mental process to begin to take place. And this process causes such discomfort that your conscious attention becomes focused on the negative side of your situation. And as a result, on the negative side of your life. And when you start to think that way, it actually prevents you from continuing to move forward in the direction of your goal. Okay, Barbara, so how does that process of ignorance work? Just so that I know what to watch out for. Well, the process of ignorance goes like this. First, you'll have doubt or worry, and that registers with you on a conscious level. You're aware of it. And as the doubt is then internalized, it causes fear on a subconscious level. And that fear must then be expressed the only way it can be, through your body. And this will cause the body to move into a vibration more commonly known as anxiety. And people don't express anxiety. Anxiety is internalized, and then anxiety is suppressed. And that suppression then turns into depression, because depression is actually anger turned inward. And that depression then turns into dis-ease, which means a body that is not at ease. And the dis-ease is then expressed in the body, which causes the body to break down and move into a state better known as disintegration. These are all negative stages, and every one of them could be eliminated by developing an understanding of the laws of nature, as well as the workings of your mind, coupled with a healthy dose of faith. You must understand that nothing is created or destroyed. Everything you'll ever need is already here, if not in one state or another. All the knowledge there ever was or ever will be is 100% equally present in all places at the same time. And all the power there was ever will be is also 100% equally present in all places at the same time. The knowledge to build an airplane, to build the internet, or to build a personal computer has always been there. What was lacking was an awareness of how to bring these things into form. And by following the laws of nature and the process which enabled you to accomplish what you have accomplished to date, you will get everything you desire. By placing yourself in the right vibration, you will attract into your life everything you need as you need it. There are two paths that we can follow in life. One will lead you to everything you want. And unfortunately, the other leads you nowhere. So ignorance is the path that leads you to everything you do not want to have, while knowledge puts you on the path to where we are all meant to follow. Okay, Barbara, wonderful. But how do I get from the path of ignorance to the path of knowledge? Well, that is a very good question. The element that stands in between understanding and knowledge is study. Although there are many forms of study, it's the only means by which you can develop the understanding that is necessary for you to go from one success to another, so that you can create the life that you've always been designed to enjoy. Okay, that sounds exactly like what I want. But Barbara, how does knowledge get me to where I want to go? Well, let me explain to you the process of knowledge. The opposite of doubt and worry, which you experience with ignorance, is understanding. And understanding exists on a conscious level. Understanding leads to an emotional stage with which we call faith. And faith is then expressed on a physical level as well-being. And well-being is a good vibration. Well-being is never suppressed. Well-being is always expressed. And when you are in a state of well-being, you are sending out good energy into the universe. And of course, the universe will reward you by sending like energy back. Remember, what you send out is what you get back. So if you're sending out bad energy, negative energy, then that's what you will get in return. But if you are sending out good energy, positive energy, then that is what the universe will send back to you. And that expression of well-being is what leads to momentum. And that momentum is often referred to as a state of acceleration. And all this happens because the body is in a vibration that is the polar opposite of this ease. It's at ease. And that enables a person to continue to move forward into a creative vibration. The way to get the results in your life that you desire and to break through the terror barrier is to educate yourself and to increase your knowledge. That's how you'll keep moving forward. That's how you'll finally see the results that you want in your life. What I've shared with you today can already start making a huge change in your life. However, if you want long-lasting results and you are serious about changing your life and finally getting the results that you desire, then I would strongly advise you to find a coach or a mentor, like me, for instance. If you are scared of change, if you procrastinate a lot and are not getting results that you want, or if you just want to step out of your comfort zone because you're ready to take charge of your life, then you and me, we need to talk. Just think how less stressed and excited you will feel when I help you to see how you too can move past your terror barrier to get the results that you want out of life. Can you imagine the sheer sense of relief and feelings of long lost happiness when I help you increase your knowledge so you can change the results you have been getting up until now? Just think for a moment how life can and will change for you when you have all the knowledge you will need to move past your fears that are holding you back and into that future that you desire. If this resonates with you and if you are serious about changing your life and getting results that you truly want, then hop on a free discovery call with me. In this no strings attached call, we are going to get really clear on what stage you are in now and what knowledge you need to move past that terror barrier to step into your freedom. Click the link that will be below this video or send me a message on Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, or an email, and we will get you set. I'll never forget the stressed and extremely unhappy life I led when I was not getting the results I really wanted. Unsure about myself, feeling like I had failed somehow, but not knowing how or what to do about it. I want to change so much, but no matter what I tried, I just did not seem to be able to move past that thing that was keeping me stuck in the reality I no longer wanted. And it wasn't until I started to study with teachers like Bob Proctor and Earl Nightingale and Joe Dispenza and started to expand my knowledge that I was able to move past the fears that were holding me back to create the wonderful life that I have now. Now I know how to get the results I want, where to find the knowledge I need, and how to have control over my thoughts, feelings, and actions to create that life for myself that truly makes my heart sing. And the best part, I now get to help other people do the same. Your life will be so much more rewarding and fulfilling if you know exactly what to do, which steps to take, and which things you need to focus on that will ensure that you get the results that you desire. And that is what I want for you too. So click the link below, book that free call with me, and take that first step on the road to living the life that you love. We've come to the end of the episode of HSP TV number 65 today. And I'm going to see if there were any people here that maybe had a question or wanted to know something, and I see that nobody is there yet. That's okay, because this was the first time at a different time. So if you are catching this in the replay and you are on the east side of Europe, meaning the Middle East, Asia, Australia, New Zealand, then every other week I will do this episode at a time that you can attend. And if you are on the west of Europe, then know that every other week I will do this episode at a time that you can attend, which for Europe will be at the end of the day and the other one will be in the beginning of the day. But just keep an eye out for the events that I create. Become a member of my tribe of soulpreneurs so that you will never miss one of these episodes again. And I hope to see you all again for next week's episode, which will be at 6 p.m. Central European time. And you will need to do a time zone conversion if you want to know what time zone that will be for you or what time for your time zone. I want to thank everyone that is going to catch this in the replay. I would still love it if you would let me know that you're catching this in the replay. Type in your name or an emoji. Ask me all your questions about this episode. And again, if this resonated with you and if you feel like now is your time to make that change and you want to explore at least the possibility of us working together, then book that free call. I won't bite, I promise, and you will walk away with at least one actionable tip that you can put to good use immediately. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here. And I hope to see you all again next week. Bye for now.